Hello and welcome. Today I'm with Chris Wells, Group Sales Director for Nordic Eye Sales Accelerator. Hello, Chris.
Hello, Heath.
We've worked together for 15 years and 3 different ventures. So welcome.
Thank you.
So 2019, it's been great. But I noticed some changes towards the end of the quarter. There were big screens on the wall with this concept of gamification being implemented, where teams within the organization, not just sales teams, but other departments that are being motivated by a game that they're engaged with. Yeah. And I'm receiving notifications on my phone which says a sales meeting's been booked or a deal's just been closed. And this concept seems to have motivated and lifted the team. I mean, we have a crack team, and for us to get an improvement is tremendous because you think you run a tight ship. Yeah. But with this concept that you've implemented, it's been great. And I can easily see...
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. I can easily see how some CEOs could benefit from having visualization of their KPIs, but they may have a flat sales team. And if they want to energize it and motivate it and change the culture within their business, by implementing gamification as we have, I could see that changing. But I think it's a bit more, there's more to it than that, isn't there?
There is a little bit more to it. I mean, a lot of people don't know what gamification is.
And I think that's a key point, because when you started rattling gamification around, it was like I had this vision that everyone's going to be on an Xbox in the office and playing Snakes and Ladders or Monopoly. They are. I want to walk out. But they are playing games. It isn't about playing games.
It's not about that.
No, it's about visualization and benchmarking a performance, isn't it?
Exactly. It's not about playing games. It's simply about using the principles of games, so the things that get us excited and motivated to win a game.
Yeah.
Using those principles within the workplace.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things I noticed was you instantly see a leaderboard, for example. Yeah. You see who's winning, and the guys that are in second and third place want to win. So they're chasing that guy. So instantly, instead of going down the pub and, they're back on their phones, they're doing the deals, they're calling their prospects because they want the next deal to be in front and have that recognition. And, I've top sales guys that I've known aren't motivated necessarily just by commission. It's about ego and it's wanting to be number one. So that leaderboard in your top 3 guys, they're chasing each other every day.
Absolutely.
Because it's real-time information that you're seeing on screen. So I could see that, but the other thing I could see is that the guys that are lower down, your 7, 8s and 9s, you instantly see that they're off key. It's not like you're waiting for the month-end report or the quarterly reports or a half year to see that actually these guys are struggling. Within 2 days, I'm like, why is he still there? What's going on?
Exactly.
So that visualization, whilst they're in this gamification, and you can coach them and support them, and so you can change a bad situation really quickly. That's the thing I liked. And I think it's a combination of that has contributed to the 42% over budget expectation we expected at the end of the year.
Yeah. So, I mean, you've hit a number of good points there.
Thank you very much.
And you're right. I mean, we saw an uplift of over 40% year on year. So, I mean, the key is that people play differently when you're keeping score. Yeah. It's not difficult.
No.
We all know that.
Yeah. And for it to be visual.
Yeah. So it's about having a scoreboard up.
It is, because that board's always been there, but it's just not visual.
No.
Yeah, everybody knows that the guy over there's done the numbers or whatever, but when you're seeing on your phone, and it's 24/7 as well. On the weekend, Johnny's just got a deal in, and you're like, and you want to get in on Monday to catch up again. Yeah. It creates that. So whilst I felt we run a tight ship, and we can see that growth. If you've got a flat team out there, and if you know going into 2020 that you've got a real issue with your sales culture and you want to change that culture and you want to change it like that, implementing gamification can have that impact, can't it?
It can have an immediate impact. And it's like having a Formula One car. You don't ever stop fine-tuning that car. Yeah. There's always more that you can get out of it.
Gets quicker and quicker.
Every single year. And gamification is a fantastic way to tune up your organization.
Well, unless you're McLaren with a Honda engine.
Then you're fine. Yeah. But I'd say for CEOs, and I think this is what you felt as the CEO of this business, is that as a CEO, you often feel disconnected. So you're kind of very reliant on when does the forecast come through to you? When does the report come through?
Yeah.
You're putting in calls to your sales director. What's going on? Or you're trying to get into the CRM and you're never getting the full story.
Well, yes.
Gamification, it's up on the board.
Yeah.
And that's a double-edged thing, right? So now you as a CEO know what's going on all the time, and you can be,
reactive.
And you can take action, but also everybody else knows you're looking.
Yeah.
And that has an impact, you know, especially when you can turn around as you have been doing and saying, well done. So you get a text message and it's well done. And that has an impact.
And it is interesting because the feeling before you implement it is, I can imagine as a sales guy, oh shit, everything's visual. And you're like a little bit reserved. But the reality is the moment it gets switched on, everyone gets going.
Yeah.
Because there is nowhere to hide. So you're like, I just got to get on with it.
No, and that's the job.
Yeah, well, it is. But you'd be surprised. I mean, how many guys are not making the calls, not calling the prospects, not.
Yeah.
But the other thing I've liked about the product we've implemented is it's not just these products of gamification. There's also, because it's visual and it's interrogating real-time data, the fact that as a CEO, I have in my mind the KPIs that we want to achieve. And I can set them out. And actually, the organization can see and take ownership and responsibility. It's as if like you're passing it down.
Yeah.
So
it's like in my mind, it's like going from sitting in the back of the car as a CEO with a map, shouting directions to the front,
right,
to having a sat nav.
Yeah.
Now you can tell the organization, put in this postcode. This is the destination we want to go to.
Yeah.
And now the organization and you can see whether you're on track. Is there a roadblock coming up? Should you take a different direction in real time? And that's a modern approach to business. So I think for CEOs out there that want to lift a sales team, lift the organization, then it's something we can talk to them about.
It's perfect timing because it's the beginning of the year. You'll be looking at 2019. You'll be wanting to make some changes. And let's face it, if you haven't done your numbers, you've got a problem in sales.
Yeah.
And if there is a problem, look, as a CEO, you might be upset with the numbers, but also you've got to remember your sales guys are upset because if they're not selling, they're not earning, they're not happy. So they want to change as well. And the gamification changes the culture. And I think that's the first step. If you can culturally get everybody excited and focused on the goals you want to achieve, that's a great start. Yeah. And at the beginning of the year, 2020, you should be looking for ways to energize and pick your sales team up ready for the year ahead.
Yeah.
Chris, thank you. That's been great. A real insight into gamification.
My pleasure.
And I hope some of the viewers have really started to understand the benefits of that because we certainly have benefited from gamification. Finally, just to say, if there are any CEOs that would like to join us and be part of the series, we'd love to hear from you. We have an email address below, so please reach out and thank you for watching.